Well, I think it's very difficult to play football and basketball because if they're successful, the bowl season overlaps and doesn't finish until January, almost January sometime, and you're a good portion of the way through your season.
I think it's much more difficult when it involves basketball because basketball is such almost a 12-month sport now. Until you got to worry about what scholarship's going to count. For instance, if he's multi-sport in football and basketball, and he comes on a football scholarship, that also counts against us.
I do think it's very difficult to be like the Ronald Currys, to be very successful in both, because you know, you look at basketball as a two-semester sport. You play in the fall and the spring, and there's a lot of time put into that sport to be successful.
It's almost impossible in college for them to do that. There are rare exceptions. Tony Gonzalez, who played at Cal and will be an all-pro football player for Kansas City. Antonio Gates, who played basketball in college. Every football player wants to be a basketball player, and they all think they're basketball players.
While it has happened, it's rare for a two-sport athlete to stick with basketball. Heisman winner Charlie Ward is one example of a two-sport star who ended up in the NBA. But most two-sport players do not stick with basketball, such as UNC's Julius Peppers, now a Carolina Panthers Pro Bowler.
We had Donovan McNabb, and he was a good basketball player, but as the years progressed, he got bigger and stronger and bulked up for football. His basketball probably dropped a little bit. So it's hard to play both today. It really, it's an exceptional player.
We recruited Darrelle Revis, who's a New York Jets cornerback. We recruited him with that in mind, that he could play both basketball and football. And as things were developed, I think as it gets 2-3 years down the road, the kid gets a better feel of where he's going to be successful at or what he needs to do, and it becomes almost the writing's on the wall, you can tell.
You know, Kenny Lofton was at Arizona on a basketball scholarship. Tried to play baseball one time, but by the time Arizona got done playing, it was April. You know, baseball's already, and he's made quite a career for himself playing baseball.
Winning the Heisman Trophy at Auburn University didn't stop Bo Jackson from succeeding on the baseball diamond, and Deion Sanders played football, baseball, and track and field as a Florida State Seminole. They might have been the last of their kind, however, as players we surveyed couldn't even fathom the idea of playing two sports at once.
It's amazing when you hear about how people can actually do that, pull off playing two sports. It seems like playing one sport is just, too time consuming as it is.
Everybody's not Deion Sanders or Bo Jackson. We don't play multiple sports in college and trying to go pro. So if you're trying to be a professional basketball player, that's my trade. So I like to work on that every day, so I'm happy.